This is the SIG P320 AXG Pro. I just picked this up today. I was able to get this for a great price, saved myself about $400 by getting it used. The only downside that I found so far is it only comes with one magazine. Everything else is perfect. I did take it apart just to give it a quick cleaning, but honestly it was pretty clean. The only thing I had to do was run a bore snake through the barrel. It looks like it might have been shot just a couple of times, nothing even remotely close to what I would call really dirty. I took apart the frame inside. All the internals are great condition. Just went ahead and lubed it up a little bit, but other than that, it's a great gun. I haven't shot it just yet. As I mentioned, I just picked it up today. I did order an optic for it. To keep everything SIG, I went ahead and ordered the Romeo 1 Pro so I could see how that runs on this. The only experience I have with SIG optics is the Romeo 1 that I have on my P226 RX. That one is, from what I'm understanding, the more fragile version of it. I have yet to have any issues with the original one, but the Pro is supposed to be a little bit better as far as upgraded durability and just reliability of the internal electronics. I'll see once I get it. Hopefully it'll be within a few days and I'll post another picture of the gun with that on. I do plan on going to the range tomorrow to test this out. All my guns, before I put optics on them, I still shoot them with iron sights. I want to make sure, one, that the gun functions as it should, which I don't have any reason to think that it won't, but mainly just to stay proficient with iron sights. There are times that I do just turn off the optic and just run the irons. That's why I like co-witnessing. On this model, it looks like these sights are not going to be able to co-witness. But first things first, again, I want to make sure everything runs as it should. Then, if I feel I need to, I'll go ahead and get either a different optic that can co-witness, or just get some raised suppressor height sight irons for this one. It's a great gun so far as anything I can tell. I love the ergonomics of it. The ergos is part of the reason I got that. One thing I noticed that I really am liking, that I didn't think too much about at the time that I was looking into getting this gun, was that undercut right there. That undercut relief is making a pretty significant difference on the comfort of this grip. This is the alloy, so it is not the polymer version. It's the AXG, so it's alloy X, forgot what the P stands for, but it's essentially the all metal frame. I didn't have a P320, this is my first one, but I've heard really good things about it. The one thing I was really never a fan of was the fire control unit. I know there's a couple of springs and small things you can change on it, but you're essentially stuck with that trigger as far as I'm aware. I know you can change out the trigger shoe. Reset has been a complaint that some people have had on this particular model, that it's a little too soft. So far, again, I haven't shot it just yet, but dry firing and function testing, the reset isn't the worst thing. It's not the best. It's not that nice little crisp. I've never been a fan of those little trigger slap style resets like the one on my HKVP9. Just doesn't do much for accuracy, because that defeats the purpose of even having a really nice crisp short reset if it's going to be just kind of throwing you off target or moving your finger to that extent, which is one of the things I really like about my M&P. I can just slowly creep up a millimeter or two, get that reset, and ready for another round. The only thing that I see myself doing with this so far, besides adding the optic, is maybe just getting the replacement screws. This one looks like it does have a little bit of a raised screw there. If it doesn't bother me, I might just file that down. It's hard to tell, but it's a bit of a burr. It looks like somebody might have switched out or tried to tighten that down maybe, and then just kind of stripped it a little bit, but not the worst thing. All in all, I'm very happy with this purchase. If I was right-handed, I'd probably get the slide release that has that thumb rest, the little gas pedal. But since I'm not, I've never seen anyone that makes one for the right side of the frame, of the module, and that's mainly because it's the more popular designs use the takedown. and I know I need to put that in a way. It looks like I didn't put that in all the way, but they'd use this as a takedown as well, which wouldn't work if you put it on the right hand side, because obviously it'll just be a thumb rest and you wouldn't have a way to take down the lever. You'd have to have this on this side and then the relief on the other, which wouldn't allow you to slide it in unless you use some sort of bolts. It's doable, it's just I haven't seen anyone do a nice one. The other thing I did notice on this that I really liked is this 1913 Picatinny rail. Because it's so deep and it does kind of go in, like it's tapered in, it makes it perfect for me. The way I hold my guns, my right hand is right here, and I normally put weapons lights, and I put my thumb on the weapon light as a thumb rest. This has such a nice feel to it, and that little tapering that goes in, it makes a perfect ledge for me to put my thumb. So I think it'll be great when I actually shoot it, but until then I don't plan on putting a light on it. If it doesn't work out, I might, for that specific reason only. I mean, it's great to have a light on there, but that's not the main purpose when I put them on there, or at least not on these type of guns. My carry ones will have one, but the other ones I just figured why not, and again, it gives me the option to put my thumb on there. We shall see. I did test the trigger weight on this. I don't know if anyone else has done that on the guns that they get when they're new, but this one was sitting almost consistently at exactly 4 pounds. 4 pounds and just a couple of ounces over, and I'm talking about 2 to 4 point something, but it was all almost 4 pounds, which is pretty impressive. I thought it'd be closer to 5.5. I felt it, and I felt it was a little light, which is why I even thought about doing the trigger weight, checking it out. Again, it was a little lighter than most guns. I don't know if anyone's done anything to this gun. This is a used gun. I didn't see anything obvious on the actual fire control unit. No scratches, no different color springs or anything like that. So I think it might be the original, maybe perhaps just a little worn in, so it dropped down to 4, or maybe that's what they come in. I'm not positive. Everyone always says it varies from model to model and gun to gun, but I think that's just their way of saying we have an inconsistent trigger weight. So I hope you like the gun. Again, I will be making another video once I get the red dot on there. It should be no plate required for the model that I selected. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything you might want to do to this gun if this was yours.